What up, Nine?
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we do that, let me get into the chat. Commander, the Minister, the General of Defense, the Lady of the Nine. Stop playing with me. What to do with the business is, sis? What up, Nine? Appreciate you. Atmosphere, my guy. What to do with the business is. I don't know. Hold on. Let me scroll up. What up, though, y'all? Hey, welcome back. 2026. Welcome back, y'all. Hey, yeah, it's popping off crazy already, right? I don't know if y'all hip to it, but if y'all ain't, I'm about to put you on, right? So, in Minneapolis, right? It was an incident with an ICE agent and a civilian, where the civilian got unalive. People protesting now all over the United States. You know, protests going down. And when you hear it, I'm so like kind of desensitized to, shit like that. So it's like, damn, unfortunately another event. But the more and more I start looking at it, I'm like, wow. Oh man, atmosphere. Hold on, my guy. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Hold on.
Work out the money, work out the juice. 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 Work out the money, work out the juice.
Shout out to Atmosphere for the 20, bro. I appreciate that, man. He said, shout out to everybody. Let's get it. Let's get it, fam. We're about to break this down. So, yeah, so unfortunately, incident happened. Lady lost her life. Kids lost their mother. She was married to another woman. She lost her wife. The cop, like everybody's life changed because of the situation. So, talking about this, man, look, I ain't trying to be emotional. I'm just trying to be factual, right? And sometimes no facts, you got to be unapologetic about it, right? Fact is a fact, no matter how it feels, is a fact, right? It might feel good, it might feel bad, but the reality is a fact. So in these series, that's what I like to talk about, the facts. And there's a reason why. It's because we can understand and learn from a bad situation on how to handle it if we in that situation, how we can handle it different. That shit go a different way, right? So this young lady Renee Good, I'm gonna play a video in a second, right? I'm gonna play a video in a second, but this lady Renee Good, she was this was the incident. One of the ice trucks got stuck in the snow. Call for backup. You know, people be following ICE agents around now, doing weird shit, trying to, record them or, whatever. So people do that. So I guess this group in Minneapolis, they got a Facebook page and everything. I guess that's what they do because in the video I'm gonna show later, you will see a witness there who was on the anti-ICE side, basically said like she was doing what she was supposed to do, obstructing traffic. When I first seen the video, I didn't see it from all different angles. So I didn't see where she was parked. It just looked like she was parked either in the driveway or on the side of the road. But when you see it, it's like she blocking the whole lane off. Right. So cops hit their lights. They jump out. They got their face covered, but they got uniform on. Approach the car. They tell her to move first. Then she wouldn't move. Then they told her to get out. When they told her to get out, that's when they started getting in position. Baby girl put the car in reverse. And initially seeing this, I'm like, damn, this is about to be fucked up. I didn't think she was, I knew she got unalive, but prior to watching it, so when I seen it, I'm like, this is about to be fucked up. So she put the car in reverse. Because this is the reality, right? When people have guns, right, and you don't provoke people. You don't do shit, right? But when they have guns and badges, they got this thing called justification of situation, right? Depending on the situation, they got justification to unalive you. That's why they carry guns. And at the point where she turned that, people say, "Oh, she turned away from them." Don't matter. When she put that car in drive, it became a weapon. When she moved the car, it became a weapon. Now, people say, "Oh, she turned away from him." If that cop didn't move, he would have got hit. You can still hear him get hit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can hear him get hit a little bit, but if he did not move, he would have definitely got hit. That car became a weapon. The very first shot is through the windshield. Now, the people argue the next two shots, those are consecutive shots. He was in that mode to stop the person. And not hearing nothing else happen. I mean, if a bullet would have went in the house or hit something else, they would have definitely talked about that. So I think all three bullets went into the car, probably went into her. So they was responsible shots. Like, I mean, does anyone deserve to lose their life? No. I value the human life. I value my life. And sometimes I value life for people who don't even value their own life, right? You know, so if somebody do something stupid and I'm biased, I'm like, I'll walk away before I engage with them. I value other people's life. And it's just certain things you don't do in life, right? It's already hard enough to live. Bronze, what it do, my brother? What up, Nine? Happy New Year, brother. There's certain things you don't provoke people with guns, especially when they get badges. Because you put them in, you get in that situation justification, then that's your fault, right? And like I said, condolences to her family. Rest in peace to her. But we put ourselves in a situation sometimes, and she didn't have to put herself in that situation. They gave you a law. People say, "Oh, they're not cops. They can't get." She's literally obstructing traffic, preventing them from moving forward. She's stopping them. So they had every right to detain her. People automatically think it arrest. And like just growing up, and just to add a little emotion to the conversation, but it'll make sense. But growing up, I was always told to comply. When it came to the cops, just do what they say. We'll handle it when you get to the station or if you go to court. Whatever, we'll handle it then. As long as you're alive, just comply. Don't give them a reason. That's what we was told as kids, as little black kids, right? So we grew up thinking like that. And then you start seeing like all the shit that's going on. Like, nah, bro. So, I mean, it is a couple times she could have not put herself in that situation. Not saying she was wrong, not saying the cop was right. I'm looking at the facts, right? First of all, she ain't have to be there because at first I thought she was like on her block dropping somebody up. No, you got kids at home and shit. I'm talking about as adults. We got to think like this. It's just a better way to think, right? We got kids at home. We got other bigger responsibilities. I can't be involving myself in something that might take me away from that responsibility. Because even going to jail behind some shit you ain't got to be doing, right? I got other ways you can fight the good fight. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go down there and obstruct them. That's obstructing. You preventing these people from moving back and forth. Like these fucking federal agents, they ain't cops. You damn right they ain't cops. They're fucking federal agents. And y'all fucking with these people with guns and shit, bro. I'm straight. I'm straight. You talk about a cop. I'd rather fuck with a cop than one of them motherfuckers. I'd rather fuck with a cop than one of them. Them are federal agents. You got regular jail or county jail, state jail. You got federal. When you hear federal, just don't fuck with it. Because fed time is fed time. When you get federal time, you doing that. Ain't nothing in between. No, you go do what they tell you to do. So, what could the cop have did better? I mean, not shoot at that point, but you got to think about it, man. Like, this is what people like. You first. Let's be real, right? Like I said, I'll take all the emotions out of the shit. These are regular ass people, bro. Yeah, they train, they got experience, they see whatever you want to call it, but they at the end of the day, they regular ass people, bro. They get tired, they get exhausted, they get emotional. Yeah, they're human fucking beings, bro. All these people, it's just an occupation. It's just an occupation, man. Just like most people don't want to take their jobs home, they don't want to do that shit, but they got to because that shit is mental. And you're out there, you already if they're specifically doing a raid, they already have an idea of the target. But now you get all these people out here, you don't know who gonna do what. We live in a country where they just tried to off the president, bro. They just tried to off the president. They just off Charlie Kirk, bro. So these regular ass cops, and then these people was just talking on stage and motherfuckers tried to knock their noodles out. Now you're talking about people trying to execute warrants, snatching people up, whatever good or bad you think they do. I'm not on either side. I'm just talking about the facts, the occupation that they have. That shit is dangerous. That shit is stressful. That cop that let that shot, he just got drugged 6 months ago. 6 months ago. Car just drugged his ass. So do he still get some type of PTSD? I don't know. I'm not gonna say yes or no from that. But I can tell you one thing, he got experience. He knew he did wrong the first time that got him drugged down the street. I'm pretty sure he got a family and shit. And that shit happened again, I probably would have reacted the same way. I already got an example of what happens when I don't fire my weapon and a motherfucker pull off like that. I already got an example. Now I'm in front of the car. If he didn't move, if he would have stood still, if his back was turned, he would have she would have hit him. She hit him. You could hear the little thump when he pushed off and it still clipped his thigh, but he was moving out the way. She shouldn't have did that. You can't. That's fleeing. That's not a cop. They don't have the authority. Bullshit. They're federal agents, bro. They can detain you, and that's what they were doing. That it wasn't a stop. The car was sitting there parked blocking. So it wasn't like they drove and pulled her over. No, she's literally obstructing a federal vehicle from moving forward. Breaking the fucking law. And you don't have to be there. That's the whole thing. Like, you don't have to be there. And there's people arguing and protesting over that. That shit crazy. Miss Tracy, what up though? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Her birthday was the other day. I know you happy your Seahawks winning. But yeah, you gotta be smart. You gotta I mean, in those situations, I mean, look, I was just talking to my wife about this because she feels some type of way. She mad, she, anti Trump, so, you know, it's just conversations. But I'd be like, man, I just look at I'm not emotionally attached. I can look at the facts of things like, no, you don't want this lady had kids. You don't want her to lose her life. No. But it's done and over with. I can't do nothing about that. But what I can do is look at what happened and learn from it. So I won't make some of the same mistakes she did. And one of the biggest mistakes, you got kids at home and you out here fucking with people with guns and badges. I'm straight. You ain't got shit else to do. Like, some Sojourner of Truth type shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to lead the immigrants to freedom or some shit like that. I don't know what you trying to do, but what I'm saying is if you ain't got to be there, if you ain't got to put yourself in a position and you have those responsibilities, don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't put yourself in situations where it's even a risk of you losing your life. You speed up on a cop. I mean, shit. I don't know. You pull off on a cop. Shit happens. Yeah, but it's people going crazy. Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee. What up, Dee Dee? Mo, what up, Mo? Hey, but I do get the link in the chat. The link is on the wall too. If you want to come up and talk about this, what you seen in there before I play the video. Um, Happy Friday, Mo. Happy Friday. But yeah, that tripped me out, man. Seeing how people react and I mean, you gotta call shit for what it is, bro. You gotta call it. She is so many things prior to that happening that led to that happening. You have to acknowledge that because without doing so, people will think doing shit like that is okay. Like it's not okay. Like how does it logically make sense to fuck? Like I was watching this video where they throwing smoke bombs and shit. You throwing smoke bombs and snowballs at people with guns. Like you stupid. You stupid. Like even that's assault on a federal officer. Even if they don't shoot you, that's assault. That's a charge on your man. Hell no. I'm straight. You throwing some all because you got the right. Like you think like why do motherfuckers think they that entitled? Like even in the street, I seen somebody get shot with a paintball gun. He got his ass lit up 27 times. Like three people dumped real guns. He shot him with a paintball gun, and they lit his fucking car up. He didn't even make. He made it down like two houses, and car turned, hit another parked car, and stopped. As soon as he came through, driving the car, pointing the paintball gun out, and there was a group of dudes out there. He shot like two of them. They pulled out real guns and lit his car up. He made it like a house or two down. Like that shit happened in the like you don't do no shit like that. I seen people who got slapped and then they got shot. Like they slapped somebody, then get shot. So I mean, like the way they protest throwing rocks and walking up in these dudes' face. I seen this lady, she got mugged, but she witnessed this dude, you going in the face, standing in the way of people with guns, bro. Talking about you got the right to, bro. Do you know what they got the right to do if they feel threatened? Like me personally, being a cop, I'm not letting you walk up to me aggressively. I'm taking you down straight away. You going down. You lucky I ain't a cop. I'll be fucking people up. I won't be a cop for long, bro. Because if you don't like, bro, we in 2026. Like you don't know what these crazy ass people doing, bro. They trying to like, bro. They sitting on roofs taking shots at Trump, bro. Like these people, wow, bro, they walking in schools, taking out little kids. It's cops and agents that got set up and trapped. Like me personally, if I was a cop, you cannot walk up on me aggressively. I might not shoot you, but I'm gonna tase or mace the shit out your ass. I promise you I would. Motherfucker walk up on me like, hey, I'm bear spraying your ass. It's like, we about to just ask you what time it was. Well, you better skip or something. You better look happy when you coming towards me or something. Fuck that, man. I'm straight. Nah, they come up and shake your ass and walk away. I'm good. So, I mean, I'm just being honest, man. We got to realize what exists in our environments when we go out to them. Because you can live in La La Land and do crazy shit like walk up to motherfuckers with guns and talk shit and do all that. Or you can just, like, hey, shit. There's other ways to fight, bro. There's other ways to fight. And that ain't even a fair fight, bro. I'm good. Y'all wild as hell. I ain't doing no shit like that. People like, yeah, man, let's go protest. Shit. Hey, call me when y'all motherfuckers start boycotting. I can do some of that. I can boycott. I can do that shit from home. I can boycott. I ain't about to go out there. Y'all dumb as hell going out there. These motherfuckers got gas masks on because they got that gas. That's why they have gas masks on. Motherfuckers going out there with t-shirts and scarves and shit. Like, do you know the chemicals in this shit? Do you know what you about to inhale? This shit will fuck you up. It's gonna fuck you up. And you want to go out there? Nah, man. Mm-mm. No, no, no. What Matumbo say? No, no, no. Nah, man. Stop doing this dumb shit, man. Y'all gotta learn economics, man. The way you hurt people is hit their pockets, bro. All that protest, that shit make them money, bro. They get paid off of that shit. They get paid on overtime. They justifying using all this crazy shit. Motherfuckers looking like we gonna be looking like Iraq and Afghanistan in a minute. These motherfucking cops walking around looking like they playing Call of Duty and shit. Like, nah, man. That's because y'all crazy ass motherfuckers, man. Got these motherfuckers looking like Call of Duty. Bro, now let me tell you something before I play it. Let me tell you something, right? Atmosphere. They hit the nail right on the head, son. I was just telling my wife. My wife was like, this is like, they're profiling people because of races. Bro, I'm sitting here laughing like, yeah, we was trying to tell y'all that back in the 70s, back in the 60s. We've been telling you that since 1960. I told you they target people because of race. You know why? Because they target us because of our race. Stereotypes. He looked threatening. He looked like a hoodlum. He looked like this. That stop and frisk shit, all this bullshit was race. That shit was predicated upon race. That stop and frisk shit. Who you think they in New York? You think they stop and frisk white people? No, they getting little nappy head little black boys who sagging their pants. That's who they profile. So they've been doing this shit. It's just not our turn no more. That's why black people being quiet, like shh, like be quiet, y'all. They don't notice us no more. They fucking with them. Like, hold on, be quiet, don't say nothing. Because if we start talking, we get in that shit. They just go get back on our asses. They ain't fucking with us. Let's take a break. Take a coffee break. You know it's coming back. So shit, let's enjoy it while it lasts. That's how you look at it. Shit, 9/11 happened. Everybody was American. 8 months later, at the N-words again. Back on the N-words, bro. Like, damn, it was only 8 months, but shit, at least we got the 8 months. Everybody was American then, bro. So, I mean, right now, shit, black people American. That's how they looking at it. My wife, like, they picking up black people. They picking up them Somalians. They picking up them Somalians. Look, all them cops know they lingo from them hoods around them. If they go pick up a black person and they ain't using that lingo, they like, nah, you ain't from here, bro. They know you ain't from here. Look, white people here, they know black America. They know all type of black hood dialects. They know we got dialects for every hood. There's videos on YouTube where white people talking about different hood dialects. I'm telling you, they know this shit, bro. We get studied. like like fucking monkeys and shit. That's how they study us, right? They study black people. Okay, that's different. Anyway, but they know how. So they know you. So they walk around and they listen. And oh, you got that ain't no. You got to go. We're gonna snatch you up. So shit, black people cool. Black Americans, we cool right now, bro. Just don't use no accent. I'm talking shit. Gary, what up, though? My 33 brother, appreciate you. But yeah, atmosphere, that's fact, bro. I mean, this is what I was just telling my wife. If people would have listened to black people back then, they wouldn't be going through what they're going through now. All this shit is learned behavior. You know, it's just your turn. It's a different target. They got to switch it up. If black people getting tired, they start writing books talking about black fatigue and shit. So black people getting tired again. They be like, okay, look, don't make the black people too tired. You know how they get. There'll be a damn uprising like they did in Hades. Don't make them too mad. Let's go fuck with some other people for a minute. We'll come back to them. let's go fuck with some other people for a minute. We'll come back to them. You know, because they cool. We've been fucking with them for hundreds of years. So let's give them a break. So we're on our coffee break, yo. We're on our coffee break. Chris the color. Yeah, them colored people. Oh yeah, for the GoFundMe too? Yeah, for the GoFundMe. Hold on, let me play this real quick.
Work out the money, work out the juice. 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 Work out the money, work out the juice.
Yeah, appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, but yeah, when you want better in life, bro, you got to do better. And like I said, condolences to the family and stuff. Y'all don't make those mistakes, man. Look, it's easy to comply. You know, you might not want to, but the whole goal is to live. Unless you're about that life, right? If you're about that life, if you're ready to die for the cause and all that, do your thing, chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But if you got responsibilities, you got kids at home, you want to see tomorrow, don't put yourself in a fucked up situation because it's justification for the situation. You know, you put them in the right situation, they're justified, and that's just the way it is. That's how the laws is. That's what exists, right? So just mind that shit. You know, once you see their aggression go up, man, just be like, all right, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Even in the question, and I'm just being real. You the whole goal is to live. You got rights, right? Okay. If they taken away, then you got the right to fight that too. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be alive to fight that shit. You got to be alive. Because you might be the story to get skipped over. Your death might be for nothing. You might not have a George Floyd outcome. You know, you might not have you might just be that one missed story in the back page, bro. You might be that one missed story. So that's what I'm saying. We just making better decisions. You know, don't block no federal agents, man. Don't stand in front of them people. And people talk about they don't have the right training. So why would you fuck with them like that? Why would you fuck like these people are trained to go in and snatch motherfuckers up, bro? That's what they train for. They train to go in to infiltrate and snatch a motherfucker out. That's what they do. So why would you fuck with these people, bro? Like you got to think about this, bro. This is what people don't think about. In certain professions, you got to be kind of special to do that shit, right? I'm just being real. Like to work in the medical field, you got to have thicker skin, right? that's a reactionary job. You gotta have reactions because shit happens so fast. You don't fuck with twitchy ass people, bro. They talk about they need better training. They need to de-escalate. Bro, look, man. When motherfuckers look, people have experience with almost losing their life and they put in dangerous situation. You gotta think about it. If they doing a raid, they going in one place, right? If they doing sweeps, whatever, if they're doing their job, they got that one to execute on their mind. But now you add variables to it. Like all these people, you don't know who is who. So now they gotta watch their front and their back now. You're making their jobs more dangerous. Because it can be somebody in the crowd to snap off, start busting at them. You're making their jobs more dangerous. You're making them more dangerous. You're making them even more desperate. And when I say desperate, I don't want to say desperate, but they got to be more creative, right? With the way they approach things. You taking them out of their comfort zone. It's people now, they're pulling out their phones, recording people, interacting with them like, bro, you supposed to be looking for the immigrants and snatching them up, bro. But now you got these people interacting with people with phones and shit. Like, there's some weird shit. Like, people don't respect, they have an authority. That badge gives them authority, like it or not. They're federal fucking agents. Federal fucking agents. They're not cops. They're federal fucking agents, bro. There's a federale. What Martin say in Blue Street? The federale. Yeah, they part of the federale. Leave these motherfuckers alone, bro. Let them do their shit. And then if they fuck up, put their ass, make them accountable. Put them in court. Put pressure on your community leaders and shit. Make them do their fucking job. Shit. You have the regular ass people out here trying to enforce these motherfuckers. No, make the motherfuckers you paying taxes to do their fucking job. That's what we need to start doing. Start putting heat on these local politicians. You want to have some type of effect. That's what you need to start doing. Make these motherfuckers do their job. There's some regular ass people trying to hold motherfuckers with badges and guns accountable. Versus the people they got to actually answer to. The people who actually got the authority, who got the power to make shit happen with them. You ain't talking shit to them, but these people you elect, they wouldn't have that power if we don't give it to them. Local shit matters. Get on their ass. The agent, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think he should get charged. I do not think that agent should get charged. Without it. And that's what I'm saying, man. I haven't seen the qualification. Yeah. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Don't put yourself in those situations, man. If somebody got a gun, don't talk shit. Don't feel entitled. Don't feel entitled. Shit, don't feel entitled. I don't care if they got a badge with it. If they got a gun and you don't, shut the fuck up. And then, like, this the fucked up part. Her wife is gonna feel like soup. I know she feel like shit. I know she feel like shit. She told the lady to drive. She like, drive. And that's when all that shit went down. But she was sitting there talking shit to the cop and everything, talking shit to him and everything, antagonizing him. Like, why you gotta do that shit, bro? Like, these motherfuckers just trying to do a job. And like, look, I'm not saying every one of them right. It's just law of numbers, bro. You gonna have some bad apples in the batch, bro. And the only thing you can do is weed them out. Now, do they do that properly? Probably not. I don't think a lot of people do. A lot of these agency cops, down to it's corruption everywhere, bro. We live in a corrupt world. That's the reality. So you gonna get some bad shit, but you can't, because you got those bad. You can't say all of them. Some of them people, they just doing their job, bro. It seems like the people who get caught doing shit, they're doing their job, bro. Even this dude, bro. I feel bad for everybody in the situation, but I also feel bad for him. Everybody talking about that. That family took a huge loss. A mother was gone. Children don't have. She had 3 kids. Condolences to them. 3 kids are motherless today, unfortunately. And I believe that their father passed away prior to that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe the father had passed away and now their mother gone. But I also feel bad for him and his family, bro. That shit changed his life. He took a life, man. People like the way he walked, man, you don't know how this shit feel, bro. Especially like that's a woman. I'm pretty sure like you can people be like, well, why did he do it? Bro, that's part of their training, man. This man just got drugged 6 months ago, bro. I'm just talking facts, right? I'm just talking facts. His arm got stuck in a car and the dude drug him for like, I forgot what they said. I forgot how long they drug him. But he drugged him a nice distance. He was messed up. Right back on the job, bounced back. So is this on PTSD from that? I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just saying, um, I'm after having that experience and then being put in a situation like that again, I can totally 100% understand. I have a deeper understanding of his reaction. But even if I didn't know that happened to him, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that. Because like I said, like people said, oh, she was talking to him nice and all that. None of that shit mean nothing, bro. Shit go from 0 to 100 real quick. I didn't see people complying. The next minute, boom, 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 shoot through the door, the cop down. If she was compliant, she wouldn't have put the car in reverse and then put it in. She wouldn't have drove off. She would have just got out the car. If she was compliant. I'm just being honest. It's like people say, "Oh, nah, bro. If she was compliant when they told her to get out the car, she wouldn't have put it in reverse and then drove forward. That wouldn't happen. She would have just said, "Okay." Well, she said, "I ain't mad at you." People, man, look, even that was sarcastic. She's there to obstruct them. That's her soul. That was her purpose of being there. Just play one on YouTube. Nah, I'm straight. I ain't even about to do that. I ain't even about to do that. But hold on, let me find this video. I was supposed to been find the video. I'm just sitting up here talking. Ain't nobody in the back, is there? Okay. So I got to check it real quick. Okay, hold on. Just trying to set this up real quick. I don't even know this dude's channel. Oh, dude channel name is Angry Cop. Shout out to Angry Cop. Hold on, let me share this with y'all. It's in the building. What up, though, serious? Happy New Year, sis. Happy New Year.
Either it all is or none of it is. Sure, we could slow it down to make it seem like an eternity, but the time between the first and third shots are only a matter of 1 to 2 seconds.
No,
And now we get to the aftermath of the shooting, the conclusion. The aid only a matter of 1 to 2 seconds. And now we get to the aftermath of the shooting, the conclusion. The aid that's given medically to Miss Good, and also the 911 dispatch calls, which I've received and I'll share with you. In some of the videos from the aftermath, it shows officers walking away, specifically the officer that shot Miss Good. People say that that's a red flag. They also state that no one is giving her
this is what I hate about the internet too, because people always show what fit their narrative that they're trying to portray, right? Whatever they're trying to convey to the audience, that's how they put the video. So a lot of times, like when you watch, you can't just watch one video. You got to watch multiple videos. Especially like shit like this, you got to see multiple angles too, because even from that angle, people was trying to argue like, well, she didn't hit. You could see he had to push off the car to move, and it still clipped him. It still clipped him. But even that, like you can't do that. That's a no-no.
Medical aid fast enough, and that civilians on the side of the road were stating that they could render aid, or that they were medical physicians themselves and could assist the officers.
Can I go check a pulse? No, back up now.
And see, that's easy to explain. I mean, that's a cop involved shooting. Like anything or anybody, all that stuff is evidence. Even the cop who shot, they wouldn't even allow him. Once a cop shoots somebody, they supposed to clear away. They're supposed to get away. So they don't tamper with evidence, right? Because they get investigated. So they don't even want the cop over there. But they got trained people. They had the fire department there quick. But they don't want no regular ass person walking over there because you don't know what they're doing. And then that person is liable now. And it's evidence, forensics, all that shit around there. So I'll skip to the part where you're talking about
individual, and that person died. Would you not, or the public not, immediately common practice that the officer involved in a shooting that pulls the trigger to assist somebody in living, to include CPR during their investigation? Now, I use the word detained instead of arrest intentionally. Specifically in New York, where I'm from, detained means that the individual that stopped feels as though they're not free to leave. And that can be done in several different ways, which I touched on, and I'll repeat for you again. A law enforcement officer activates the lights in an unmarked car, not uncommon. Gets out of the vehicle, dressed as a uniformed officer. In fact, Miss Good understands that she's there to intentionally prevent ICE agents from conducting an investigation. So she understands contact with an ICE agent, very possible. That ICE agent then gives verbal commands to get out of the vehicle. Now, I know some comments might say, well, it didn't say ICE, it didn't say police. You can't really make it out at that time. Once again, Miss Good is there to intentionally disrupt the investigation of ICE agents. Although it is an unmarked vehicle, it activates its lights, and a uniformed officer steps out of the vehicle giving verbal commands. A reasonable person would understand.
See, at that point, that's what I'm saying. Like, once he gave that verbal command, that's when she pulled off. When he told her get out the car, that's when she pulled off. She put the car in reverse, and then people like, oh, well, she turned away from him. Like, bruh, he in front of the car. Look, she turning away from him. Even if she turned away from him, that don't mean shit. She still clipped him. You ain't gotta hit somebody with the middle or the front of the car to run them over. And like, what the fuck? If it's an agent in front of you and you going forward? No matter if you turn the wheel or not, you still coming. Once that car went forward, it became a weapon. Once the car moved, it became a weapon.
Understand that they, at that time, are detained and not free to leave. And that detention is highlighted even more after the officer gives and continues to give commands to get out of the vehicle while attempting to open the door and remove Miss Good from the vehicle. Now, without trying to sound a little too sarcastic, as I am trying to be straightforward with this, could you imagine what may or may not have happened had she complied with the ICE officer with lights on his vehicle in uniform, giving a direct command to get out of your vehicle.
And that's what I was telling my wife too. She 9 times out of 10, she wouldn't even got arrested, man. They would have just probably put her back in one of the cars, moved her. They don't even be arresting people like that, bro. She probably wouldn't even get arrested.
And then attempting to open and remove her from the vehicle. Now, at this point in the incident, this is where the controversy begins. This is where attorneys, politicians, late night TV shows, and other members of the public really focus on. At this moment of the interaction, Miss Good puts her vehicle in reverse and backs up a short distance, and then puts her vehicle in drive as an ICE officer goes in front of her vehicle, making his way around to the driver's side. And she drives forward where the officer shoots through the vehicle. His bullets strike Miss Good, which continues her acceleration into a parked vehicle and then into a pole where the vehicle stops. And I'll break this down further into 3 smaller incidents: driving, striking, and the shooting. Let's start with driving. Having already been given instructions by a uniformed
I like the way you break this down.
Officer, Miss Good puts the vehicle in reverse as the officer is attempting to open up her door. It is at this moment that the officer who shoots has already pulled out his firearm. Now, people are disputing, well, she was driving backwards at that time and not a threat. Why did he pull out his firearm? Which, to somebody who's experienced some of these moments in his career, finds mind-boggling. Officers can draw their weapons if a potential use of force incident.
Look, once the car moved, it became a weapon. This is what I'm telling you. That's it. He pulled his firearm when it went backward. He did not shoot, but how you gonna shoot if you ain't ready? You had to put yourself in that position. At that position, you don't know what's gonna happen. You gave a lawful command to exit the vehicle, and now the person is fleeing. You don't know what they got in the car. You don't know what their intent is. You don't know none of that. So that's why his weapon was pulled. Justifiable pull.
Is present. Potential. An officer doesn't have to wait for a firearm to be pulled out and then pointed at him to then draw their service weapon. An officer, and this is usually in their manual procedures, can draw his weapon when he feels threatened or that there is a potential for violence, to include deadly force. An example, if I do a traffic stop and I see somebody rooting around in the center console, aggressively digging at something, I could infer that they could be reaching for a weapon, and I could draw my firearm out. I could then give verbal instructions to show me your hands, and that person could obviously pull out a firearm and shoot at me, or could have just been digging in their center console aggressively because they're panicking and have no weapon on them. Now, in that incident, I would reholster and then engage that person verbally, but in no way, shape, or form is me pulling out or removing my firearm because there is a potential threat, any violation of a manual of procedures, or an excessive use of force. Now, we've already used the word intent. From an
Basically, what he's saying, look, when the car moved, it became a weapon.
officer's perspective, after giving verbal warnings to an individual to get out of the vehicle while wearing their uniform and having their overhead lights, that person decides to move their vehicle as
make the great what it do with businesses
and move. And this is while an officer is attempting to open the door and attached physically to the vehicle. It is reasonable to assume that that person is now going to try and drive away, possibly into officers in an attempt to flee. They have already shown that they will disregard the verbal orders and the physical action of the officer trying to open up the door and drive away. And now we get into a micro point that people are really dialed into. And that is where the front tire is turned to. Individuals are stating that because the wheel was turned a certain way, that adds additional intent or shows the thought process of Miss Good as she backs up and drives forward. Some people state that because her front wheels are straight and pointing towards the ICE officer in front of her vehicle as she accelerates, but the wheels don't get traction, it shows that she was willing to strike the individual officer in front of her vehicle. Others are saying that.
Look, man, that car, he in front of him. How they want to angle the car, it came at him. I don't care if it turned left, right, up, down. If motherfuckers start hovering, the car came at him. That's just the reality. Right at that point, it became a weapon. Hold on, I'm gonna skip to this one part, man. Because this shit, I'm looking like, because one of the questions I had is like, why is this lady even in this position? Like, that's the first question I asked. Like, why the fuck was she even there?
Miss Good's overall group, we know that Miss Good was there to intentionally protest against the presence of ICE agents. And during the interview with the co-protester of Miss Good, the co-protester stated this.
They clearly wanted her out of there because she was the main car leading the protest, is my understanding. I talked to another guy who was driving behind her, but she was very successful in blocking traffic. She was doing what she was set out to do, and so they wanted to get her the hell out of there. Yeah.
So it looked like she was impeding ICE vehicles.
Definitely, yeah, that was her goal.
Miss Good was there as a part of a larger group to protest the presence of ICE. Her job and intent was to block or barricade.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like at that point right there, we're gonna stop that unless y'all want to see some more of that. But if y'all want to see some more of this angry cop, shout out to him, man. Did a great video. But yeah, like your intent going there is to fuck with these people, bro. That's what I'm saying. You got kids at home. You got kids, man. People got to make better decisions, put themselves in better situations, better positions. Right? She ain't have to be there. She just didn't have to be there. That's just the reality. She did not have to be there. You know, find better ways to fight. Find more impactful ways to protest than to get in these people's way. I mean, protesting and you supposed to be on the sidewalk with signs and shit. You in front of these motherfuckers with a car. That's not fucking protesting, man. That's impeding. Like that's what I'm saying. You get aggressive with them and then get shocked when they get aggressive with you. Realist in the building, what up? My ninja. What it do with the business is, really? Appreciate you. But yeah, you can't put yourself in that position, man. Can't put yourself in those positions. Look, it's already hard. Life is already hard, right? We go through shit regardless if we try not to. That's the given things we go through. But we don't have to put ourselves in worse situations. We don't have to put ourselves in those situations, right? So just be mindful. You know what I'm saying? This is what emotional intelligence did for me. I wouldn't have been out there protesting, but I was a very reactive person. So I used to get into shit all the time, right? But as I matured, I realized, like, man, look, ancestors, God, the universe ain't gonna keep looking after me if I keep doing this dumb shit. Because I'm getting in a lot of stupid shit that I don't have to get into. Putting myself in these situations, putting myself around these people, putting myself in these environments. The whole thing it rooted back to was me putting myself in those positions. Even if I allow other people to talk me into getting into those positions, ultimately it was still my action that put me there for this shit to happen. And once I realized that, I started making better decisions. You gonna go through shit in life regardless, but you don't have to put yourself through shit. Right? This is what I was telling myself. Look, there's some stuff that's unavoidable, but we should avoid what we can. Avoid what you can. Right? And things like that, like if you go protest, go on the sidewalk, man. Do it the right way, bro. Do it the right way. Don't go out there challenging them, throwing shit at them and getting in their face and all that crazy shit. Get you a nice little sign, get you some chants or some sayings and go out there and, you know, do your thing. But don't get in their face. These motherfuckers got guns and gas. They got a whole utility belts like Batman and shit. And y'all out here with some bullshit. Y'all out here with motherfucking face masks and water bottles and throwing snowballs and shit. These motherfuckers geared up like Batman and shit with utility belts. All this fun shit in here to fuck with people. All this fun shit to fuck people up. I got 31 flavors to fuck people up. That's how the utility belts look. And y'all out here fucking with people like that. You don't know what's going on in their head, bro. They might be having a bad day. They might have got off work last night. Their wife found out their wife was cheating on them, found out their baby ain't theirs and shit. And now they got to come back in the next day and deal with y'all. Man, fuck that. Y'all better leave people alone, bro. People are regular ass people, man. I keep telling y'all that these are regular ass people. They go through the same bullshit regular ass people go through. And you out here fucking with them. I'm telling man, yeah, you see that? They was throwing, I'm like, bro, why are you throwing snowballs at these motherfuckers? Like, these motherfuckers got guns. Like, I'm sorry, man. They need to start studying some of these people's brains, bro, while they're alive. To see why you doing this dumb shit. You throwing snowballs at somebody with guns, bro. Not only guns, they got rubber bullets. They got fucking pepper pellets. They got tasers. They got mace. They got all this crazy shit to fuck your ass up, and you gonna throw a snowball. Like, what the hell wrong with you? Y'all some crazy ass motherfuckers. This is why I don't deal with a lot of people, man. It don't make sense. The logic ain't logicking. The logic ain't logicking, bro. They throwing snowballs and shit. Like they playing with the little kid down the street. And then be all shocked and shit when they get flipped on their neck and missing teeth and shit because they just got butted in the face with the bottom of a shotgun. Oh my God, look what they're doing. Yeah, because you're throwing snowballs, you dumbass. These people, bro. Human beings, man. I used to have hope. I used to, bro. I used to. But everybody can't be saved, man. Everybody can't be saved. People think this is a smart. They wake up, yeah, let's go fuck with ICE today. Let's go fuck with people with badges and guns. Like that's some entitled shit, bro. I don't care what nobody said. When I see that, I'm like, that's entitlement. This lady, bro, I clipped this shit. I clipped it because I'm gonna make a video out of it. She dumb as hell. This lady jumped out her car and was filming the ICE raid, and they telling her to stand back. They pushing her back behind the line, right? And once she get behind the line, they like, they like, man, we gonna back the fuck up. We're gonna take you to jail. She's like, I got my kid in the car. They like, your kid in the car. And I'm thinking like, hold on, bro. You driving down the street, you see these ICE agents, you park your car and get out the fucking car to record these motherfuckers, bro. And you got a kid in the car. These people who don't need to have kids, you don't even know what the fuck they doing, bro. You don't know who they going to get. They could be going to get somebody from the cartel and shit, and shots ring out. Everybody's safe, and then you look in the car and the kid gone. Shit like that happen. That shit just don't happen on movies, bro. That shit happen for real. Like, this is what I'm saying. People doing dumb shit. They crashing out over ICE, bro. It ain't even, the ICE. This the agents. They crashing out over ICE and ain't even ICE. But that's what I'm saying, bro. And I was just telling my wife, this ain't no new shit, man. This shit been going on. She like, it's racism. They're pulling people over for race. Like, man, we've been telling you that shit since the 50s, 60s. Like, this ain't nothing new. Hey, look, y'all want to know how to navigate through this shit? Call some black people. Get some black friends. They'll teach you how to get it. Bro, the block was hot every day. I told my wife, like, shit, it was certain times of the day we didn't even walk down the street, bro. It was certain times of the day we wouldn't even walk 3 deep. Because if you 3 or more deep, they will roll up on your ass. We know y'all doing something. 2 deep, and you got a basketball or something, you safe. But if y'all walking 3 deep, they gonna fuck with you. Like, we had rules. We wouldn't ride in a car 3 deep because they gonna pull you over if you 3 deep. I would only ride in a car with females. That's it. I wouldn't get no dudes. Y'all can't ride with me, bro. Everybody be driving their own car when we going somewhere. We never piled up a car. These was things we didn't do. Shit, they tell you, don't go across the 8 Mile. Don't go across the 8 Mile. They gonna flick your ass. If your car ain't nice, if you ain't got a nice car, don't drive down this street. I mean, it was shit. It's how to stay incognito. Why you think I be saying that shit? Motherfuckers gotta go a half a mile down the street, and instead of going down the main street, you hitting side streets. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna just take the side street because they be sitting on the blocks over there. So, the the whole little hookup. You better get some black friends. You'll learn how to navigate through this shit. We've been going through this shit for years, bro. It's just somebody else's turn now. That's how it works. Cycle, bro. Everybody get a turn. Just like, back in the 80s, it was the crack epidemic. Shit, now we living in the opioid crisis, everybody get a turn with this shit, bro. So when this the thing. This is what's hard for black people, right? Because we've been going through shit and we speak about shit. We ain't scared to talk about what we going through. So we be talking about shit. Like, look, this shit is happening. This shit ain't fair. We gonna talk our shit. Nobody gave a fuck, right? So we had to figure it out. So once we figure it out, and now they going through the shit, we like, shit, how we gonna feel bad for you when you ain't feel bad for us? But that's the issue. That's the problem. I'm being real. I'm talking about factual shit because it's the reality. Everyone gets a turn. So if it's not solved, it's just going to become a problem for everybody eventually. Eventually, the problem, one people, shit start off in the hood like the drugs, and then what happened? It spread out to the suburbs. With the crack epidemic. That's what happened. Then when they went out there, that shit transformed. Them motherfuckers start making their own shit, making all this crazy shit with lithium batteries and all that shit. So I mean, when it starts somewhere and it festers out, but when people don't get to the root of it, if you fix it when it's happening in one group of people, it won't happen to the next group. But if you don't, it's a cycle. Everybody get a turn, bro. So now that it's everybody else's turn, that's why black people fall back. Like, look, shit. That's why it's not a lot of black people on that rah-rah shit. Trying to fit. Nah, we don't care about no ice, bro. Put ice in our water. That's it. Ice don't bother us. We like to stay cool. We like to stay cool with ice. We good. It ain't bothering us. But you can't be mad at people for feeling like that, though. Because the shit that people going through now, we've been going through that shit for decades, bro. Decades of that shit. And everybody, what they tell us? To comply. It wouldn't happen if they would have just complied. It wouldn't have happened and that's the reality. If she would have just complied, that would have never happened. So at this point, then you start saying practice what you preach. Same thing you telling one group of people, you need to adhere to that shit too. Shouldn't have been there, shouldn't have been doing that. What's cooler than being cool? Being cold. Being cold. When I read that, for some reason, I read it in a pimp voice in my head. What's cooler than being cool? I don't know why I did that. When I read that, for some reason, I read it because I scanned it and then I read it and I said it out loud in my head. I read it in a pimp voice. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit sounded sweet too. What's cooler than being cool? Being cool. Ice cold. Yeah, man, but I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer, bro. I said what I had to say. I'd say, I'm being unapologetic about it. I know people gonna feel a certain type of way, and I can't do nothing about the way people feel. People gonna feel the way they feel, but I am gonna talk about facts, and the facts are, put herself in a bad position, and it cost her life. She put herself in a bad position, so that's what we need to learn: put ourselves in better positions in life. Put ourselves in winning positions. Because I don't see what you got out of that by obstructing ICE agents. But a cool what? You can go online and brag about it. I don't see what you get out of that. Like, what was you trying to accomplish? I just don't see. So make better decisions. Make sure you get. I ain't gonna say a reward, but benefits out of the decisions you plant better seeds, right? Understand each decision leads to another decision. Like each action leads to another action. You do something and it leads to something. So just remember that, man. Remember that. Yeah, yeah, like people, that's weird too. Like people happy that it happened. My wife was like, I just care. I'm like, look, man, I value life. I value plant life. I value animal life. I value insect life, man. I value life in general because I know it's all sacred. All life is sacred. We're gonna talk about my. I was supposed to do that, but yeah, we're probably gonna do that Sunday. But all life is sacred, man. That I really believe that. You know, all life has value. Even if people don't value their own life, I see the value of it. So yeah, I hate that the lady lost her life. You know what I'm saying? There's no telling what, you know, like when people lose their life like that, it's like almost an unwritten story. You don't know what adjustments or changes or anything that she could have did or people she could have influenced. You know, there's so much potential loss when people lose a life, especially when they're young like that. And she got kids, man. You know, there's no telling what she could have instilled into her kids to make them A, B, C, or D, go up, down, left, or right. It's no telling. So opportunity missed. So we have to learn from it. So, you know, we don't put ourselves in those positions, situations like this to occur. You know. So yeah, condolences to her family. Rest in peace to her. And some love towards the cop too, man. You know, people not thinking about that. That's a human being too, and he got to live with what he did, and that's not easy. For I don't know him. I don't know how he mentally built, but that's not easy, man. He took somebody's life. You know, that can fuck him up for the rest of his life. You never know, man. So ain't nobody thinking about that, but that's just facts, right? I don't know his condition, but hopefully, you know, he don't suffer from it, and yeah. But y'all know what I always say, man. Care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nation. If I say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that share button. Tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until next time, that's all I got. That's all I got, man. Appreciate y'all.
And do it for the 9.
What up, 9?
Acknowledge me!